First of all, welcome to this occasion, and I would like to start by thanking the Vice Principal, Professor De Silva, and all my colleagues in the Physics Department of St. Xavier's, and my beloved students, both UG and PG. I learned that today is the last day of the class, of your class, because tomorrow onwards you have the Zavodsav and things like that, as a result of which you will not be attending the classes from tomorrow. So this is indeed a very warm occasion. It's a pure, unadulterated nostalgia for those of us who have come today. Now, many things have changed in the college, there is no doubt, from the days of 1970s, and you have already learned that we were here during the year 1970 to 1973, which actually went up to 1974, and so basically it is those right at the beginning of the 70s we spent our time in this college. In fact, some of my colleagues were telling that in this same classroom we used to have classes of chemistry and things like that, and the physics classes used to be on the other side. Yeah, so then, all these things I don't want to say because I know that there are people who are waiting for it, you know. So it's an excitement. It's an excitement, and when I say many things have changed, first of all, as we can see that the total environment of the college, whatever it was in those days, today it's different in many ways. Starting right from the entrance, you know, the beautiful statue was not there in that particular place. It was somewhere else, you know, on the back side. And now we see that it's so. I mean, many of us who are coming up to the long time to this college, we can see the changes. And of course, as is expected, many things have changed in us. Age, which is a monotonically increasing function, has of course changed, number one. Number two, that most of us have gone to different parts of the country and abroad, you know, and we have had a huge amount of experiences which my colleagues will share with you, my friends. And of course, the ratio of the black to grey hair has changed a lot in all of us, and there are many things which have changed, of course. Now, going back in our memory lanes, imagine that at that time all of us were teenagers. All of us were teens, like many of you. And the kind of excitement which we had in those days are very different than what we have today. Our priorities were very different in those days. But one thing I can tell you, that all said and done, we really used to enjoy. It was a holistic kind of an enjoyment which we had. Not only the academics, but many other things. Some of which we can share, some of which we cannot share. Okay? Now, since there are many of my friends who would like to say a few words, I would just like to say 2 or 3 things which comes to my mind. Father Huart was our vice principal who used to sit in the ground floor, and the amazing thing is that he used to know all of us by our first name. Each one of us. He used to call us by our first name. Father Bonham was our principal at that time. He was somewhat strict. Father Verstraeten used to teach us geometrical optics, okay? And he had a book, and that book probably still you can see in our library. It was a geometrical optics. So he used to teach us geometrical optics, and later part, those of us who pursued physics, we came with physical optics, and more recently quantum optics, which did not exist in those days. But we still remember the geometrical optics book of Father Verstraeten. Then we had the legendary figure Father Gore, who used to teach us mathematics. And I mean, I cannot forget Father Gore coming and talking to us both formally as well as informally outside the class. One example, I cannot resist I remember then we were on that corridor, just facing the field, facing the ground. We were sitting one day. Suddenly Father Gore comes and starts drawing something on the floor with a chalk, and he drew two concentric circles, and then said that if this circle rotates one full rotation, the outer circle, which is radius r1, will go to 2 pi r1, obviously. The inner circle, which is embedded in the center like a donut, has got a radius r2, that will also go over one full rotation. So 2 pi r1 is equal to 2 pi r2. So r1 equal to r2. Now that is something which is an enigma. And then he looked at us and gave a smile. I still vividly remember that. Okay, gave a smile. And then we were scratching our head, and then he went to the board and explained to us what is the cycloidal motion. What is the cycloid? Today, you have a different kind of excitation, because I told you cycloid. Maybe some of you have just opened your the smartphone, and within a second you will get what is cycloid. We didn't have a smartphone, obviously. We were not those days. There was not a smartphone day. So he used to explain. He explained to us what is a cycloid and what is that. Another thing which I remember is our Professor Ram Ghosh, who was our dean. So he was teaching us calculus, and I cannot forget that the way he was teaching calculus. For example, the definition of a limit, we all know in the book it is written, limit fx as x tend to a equal to L. The limit of fx as x tend to a equal to L. He didn't say like that. So he didn't never said that, okay, so fx minus fx minus a is equal to L if x minus L is then a. He never used to say that. He used to, believe me, if I can make it like that, he used to say, you give me an epsilon, I will give you a delta. And he used to take out from his coat the delta. You give me an epsilon, I will give you a delta, such that. And all of us used to look at Ram Ghosh, unbelievable things. Okay? So, like that, there are many things which we can go on telling. But what I can tell you is that, and I'm sure my friends know more than whatever I told you, but it's really fascinating feeling that after 50 years, half a century, we have come back to the college. Some of us actually have got connectivity with college, like my friend Devopriyo. Then Bhupati Chakravarti is not here today. He also has got connectivity. He keeps on giving some lectures and this, that. Some of us could not come even though they wanted to. And but some of us are coming really after so many decades. That is something. And so, today we would like to really spend by doing the pure nostalgia about the past. Okay, and I sincerely hope that this particular entente with the college will definitely grow more and more, and we are looking forward to the college extending this kind of warmth to us in future, and I am sure that this particular interaction will only increase. Now, a last word for the students who are here. You do not know what you are going to do after another few years or so. You are not sure, but I can tell you one thing: whatever you are doing and whatever you are getting in this college, there are many who do not get this kind of, because this college is very unique and we are very proud of that. With that, let me end my brief chat with you, and my best wishes to the student and my greetings to my colleagues and the visitors.